Hey everybody, it's Tracy. I am a work in progress. Probably really I'm a work in progress, and my house is a work in progress. So Christmas is getting packed away. I had hoped to have it packed away before we started this video today, but great plans. I'm always optimistic in what I can do in my time that I have allotted. So Christmas is getting packed away, but I'm still trying to figure out how to refresh my house and take winter through February, because I don't really want to start spring until February. So we're gonna do a couple of different takes on the mantle and use 3 or 4 different looks and see which one we end up with. And we'll let you know which one we end up with. But the first one that I wanted to start with was this candles. I think candles in the wintertime, and especially we've talked about this before. I love these. Let me put my phone down. I love these that actually take a C battery. Let's see if let's see if I can turn that on. Yeah, so the ones that take a C battery, they'll actually have a timer on them, and I can turn all these on to give us a final look. But I wanted to pick this up and tuck that in. My grandmother made this. She would weave baskets, and she could do anything. My grandmother could, my mom's mom, my granny that we called her, that lived in Kentucky, her name was Helen, and she could crochet. I mean, honestly, she could do anything, but she wove baskets, and she would make these little stars. And so this one is special, and I do want to tuck it here because it reminds me of her. And she was very creative. So this look is very Scandinavian, very blonde wood, clean lines. I thrifted this. I think I bought that straight out. Everything else on this has been thrifted, secondhand or thrifted. Again, you know, with the books turned with the spines to the back to give us that neutral color. But this is a soft look. Trying to make giving some negative space, because, you know, before I had all the greenery and all the smaller candlesticks and a totally different look, but just trying to make it a little bit more restful for January and February while still keeping it cozy. So we've got hurricane lamps, the fake candles. They're wax, but they can be set on a timer and come on in the evening. It kind of looks like, I don't know, maybe we're having a seance, but it does give a glow to the mantle. So I'm gonna take these down, and we'll put the blue and white up. All right, we're gonna try the next look here. We're gonna take this blue and white chinoiserie and put it on and see if we can do a mantelscape with that. I wanted to figure out a way to use this was a Christmas gift from my daughter Olivia, and it's little peas in a pod. But I don't think it's gonna work on the mantle, but I'll find a place for it to work because I love it. But I'm gonna take these, so when I'm doing this mantle and I've got this piece of art, I wanna do something on each side that's taller. And I can always add, down here I've got lanterns and these candlesticks, which I can put up on the top. But I'm gonna try to do my taller pieces. So I have, you know, I love to put a book under everything. So I have this taller piece here. All of these are thrifted, estate sale. You know, I love an online estate sale. So, oh, and here's my little, this is an ashtray. It's a little brass ashtray. It's a shoe. And I'm down to one. I put a little striker on the bottom, and then I've got the match, but that's where you would put your cigarette to hold your ashes. So I got that for $1. It was a super cheap little vintage piece. Let's scooch this over and I'll try to find, I think this is the taller piece that I've got, and I don't know that I would choose these red books, but it's what I have. So let's see how that looks. That kind of gives us something on each side, and I may have to go, So I have this pot here, and I think I am gonna leave it there because I've got the plants. And I've replaced my Christmas greenery with my house plants. So when I bring those in from the porch, they just have to make it through Christmas, and then they can have all this sunlight. I have a sun-filled room here. So if I can just get them in, and then we start right away, I start decorating in October for Christmas because I want to enjoy it. So they just have to make it in the office, in the bathrooms, in the laundry room until I can take Christmas down, and then they can come bask in the sunlight. So I have this fiddle leaf fig here, one in the corner, and then one over there. This one got a little crispy this winter when I have traveled a little bit and I haven't kept it watered. I haven't stayed on my watering schedule. What I do with my houseplants is they get watered on Saturday. And if you can't live with being watered on Saturday, then you probably can't live here. So that's how we determine what houseplants I can keep alive. If they can live with my watering schedule, then they're welcome to stay. And if they can't, they need to just move on to glory in the next level. So let's finish with this mantle. And I do, at times, want to be more of a maximalist and put a few more things. I like, of course, an odd number, and I love a unique, I feel like that needs to be just a little bit higher. I could find a book or something to give it, or maybe this is the problem, and I need something lower. I don't know. I also feel like I need something long and skinny there. And let me see, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get something, I'll be right back. Okay, I have got the blue and white here, and I'm gonna be doing some thrifting coming up pretty soon. And one of the things that I'm seeing is I need some smaller pieces and maybe some things that are not vase. So I do have this little picture, and I don't remember where I got it. It's got a big dissertation written on the bottom of it that it's not for food and made in China. But I do think I need a couple more little things like that. I do love a candle, so I thought we might try a candlestick, and where this side is a little heavier than this side, I would probably use the bigger candle here and the smaller candlestick here. And that's sticky from where the sticker was on when I bought this plate, so I just turn that around for now for the camera, and I can always, I guess I could wash it, but for what we're doing now, I'm just gonna turn that around so we don't have to see that, and adjust these little balls. And again, I try to get things like that when I can thrifted, but I'm gonna get 2 candles and see how this looks with that candle addition there. And then we also have the option that I could add some brass, but I usually don't mix the brass with that. But let me get some candles and see how this is gonna look. So this is their second mantle look. We got the candles on here. They're the fake ones. The real ones would probably be prettier on this. I like these when they're under the glass, but when they're just open like this. There's a couple of white candlesticks that I've got, but they're the wrong height. So I chose these crystal ones, but we at least have another look. And then I've got one more look that I'm gonna do with just the brass candlesticks and the tulips and see what we think about those. But I like this, and I feel like it's giving the house a rest from all the busy. In the winter, I do want to have some greenery. Obviously, I love plants, but I want to take the red, the berries, and anything that's Christmas out, but try to leave a little bit of a little bit of something alive, just to give you a hope of spring. So let's take a look at this, and then we're going to try one more look. Okay, I'm putting this vignette together on the mantle, and when I put this book up, it just glares super white. So I'm going to take that down and either not use another book there, or find a different one that's not so white. I think this might be my favorite. We've got some natural elements, brass, which is always my favorite. And to me, this is calmer. I love blue and white, and I love the way the blue and white looked, but I think this gives a calm, quiet, and having a little bit of negative space just is a little bit easier on your eyes. There's some symmetry, but it's not exactly symmetrical because all of these globes aren't exactly the same. I've talked about these before, but these I can find at thrift stores. I used to get them for 99 cents. Now I'll pay like almost $2 for them. I love adding that. I love a candlestick and a taper candle, but I really like these. And Cameron got me these that are actually, you can put them on a timer, or they'll remote control. So having a little bit of greenery here. I am going to refresh this. I'm going to take this to the florist, to Ideal Weddings and Ideal Florals and Weddings. I'll put the link, or I'll put in the description what it really is. And I'm going to have them redo this a little bit, just zhuzh it up. That's secondhand. My sister had that before. So bought this at a thrift store. Everything on this mantle is secondhand, including the books. But I feel like this is very much the vibe that I want this winter. The calm and the easy of having the pine cones that I picked up on my parents' farm, and the candles. It would be beautiful with real candles, but I'm a little lazy to take everything down and light them. And if I can remote control and get candlelight, I'm going to love it. I'm going to do it. And of course, it's on top of this fireplace, which just brings life and energy to the room. So we're going to do a picture of all three mantles that we've done, and you let me know which one you like the best. Also, if there's something that you would like to see, and we'll put some pictures, some behind the scenes pictures of my Christmas. I'm trying to put it away, don't have it done yet. But if you would like to see some thrifting videos, or some what I thrifted, how I styled it, let me know. Or any other suggestions for videos, I'd love to hear. Colton and I would love to do them. Thanks. Okay, just going to talk about this corner of my dining room. Of course, I've got this chair, which I got at an estate sale, secondhand. And this basket came from the Robin's Nest antique store that I always like to go to. And then, of course, this is a gorgeous, I had never seen this color, poinsettia, and I love it. This I got super cheap. I think it was under $10, online estate sale, and it is actually canvas. And of course, I've got this crusty, dusty looking terracotta pot that I have been soaking in water. You can see it's wet up to here, of ivy that stays outside in the summer. It comes in to live. This is a crystal ashtray. I can't believe I couldn't think of it. Crystal ashtray that I thrifted last year, and I like to use those for my under the pot when we come inside. Now, when we go outside, he'll go on a regular clay terracotta that I've glazed, but for inside, he'll stay in his pretty one here. And then this is a plant stand. I think it was Ethan Allen. I thrifted it last year, super cheap. This came from a homeowner where I sold a house and they didn't have room for it. This came from an estate sale. I don't remember where I got that mirror. I think I might have bought that. And so everything in this corner is, almost everything, is secondhand or used. And you know, that's how I love to get my stuff, because it's so interesting. But this is my favorite piece. I actually bought that for my bedroom, and I sat it in the chair in here when I came in, and I just saw how pretty it looked with the colors and with these drapes. So I thought we would just put it here.